Hey guys, welcome to MJ Tint. It's going to show you a little bit around of what we do on a daily basis. Um, right here we got a 2025 GMC Yukon. It's from a dealer close to us that I do most of their new cars. On this one, we're going to do the full windshield with an eyebrow on the top, and then we're going to do the rest of the whole SUV as well. So right now I'm going to start on the windshield, so kind of watch the process. Later on, I might do like a voiceover to explain a little bit more in detail the steps and whatnot, but kind of just watch and have fun. It's my first time video recording, doing the whole YouTube or whatever deal. So laugh what you want, okay? This is a system that I use. Everything is computer cut. I can hand cut. I prefer not to. Plotter is the way to go, at least for me. It's more convenient. It makes me, move faster, and I just like it. People have their own opinions, and that's fine. This system been using it for years. I love it. It's called Film Designs. So for any of you out there that's looking to find a window cut program, this is a good one. They have everything from window tint, PPF, and all the things. So I'm gonna look up GMC. So Yukon, and just look. Oh Lord. So as you can see here, we have basically all the cutouts for all the windows. The only one I don't cut out, it's the windshield. So that's the only one I hand cut. Everything else, the machine does it. Um, so I wanted to show you that. This is a plotter that I use, uh, Roland plotter. They don't make them anymore, this model at least. And, they call it the workhorse. I've had it since like 2017, and it's been working nonstop, no problems whatsoever. Right now, everybody's moving to like graphic and stuff like that. Alrighty, so we're gonna start doing the windshield now. Just watch me in action and kind of explain a little bit how it goes. And also, by the way, I am using the Prime XR, which is XPEL ceramic. Is the middle option. That one gives you about 78% heat rejection, um, regardless of the shade. All right, guys. So I clean the windshield, um, throw a little bit of water, and then I apply the dryer sheet. So the dryer sheet method, what it does is just helps the film stick in the glass. Okay, I use dryer sheet. Other people use like baby powder, stuff like that. I always use dryer sheets. Basically, all I did is put it on the glass and just let it dry a little bit. It looks a little wet right now, but let it dry, and then I'm going to apply the film over it, and then we start the shrinking process. So the shrinking, you're basically shrinking, is the name of it, shrinking the film. So when you go to install it in the windshield, it's already shrunk. So when you apply the pressure with the squeegee, you don't have these fingers, that prevent you from basically laying the tint down. You'll see what I mean once I start. Hey guys, so my microphone cut off. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm just gonna do a voiceover real quick. Um, so basically, I'm explaining here. I'm using the soak rope and the dash mat or dash towel, whatever you want to call it. That's really important when you're doing windshields. You want to make sure you use the soak rope and the dash towel to prevent, to keep as much water out as possible. I'm just walking around here, and here I'm showing my three tools that I mostly use for the back and the front windshields. Those are my to-go-to and my 8-inch squeegee. I love that thing. I use it on everything, on all the doors and basically everything. And the scrub pad. As you all know, or first time tinters are learning, you want to scrub that windshield really good.
In this case, this is a new car from the dealer, so it's it's pretty clean. So I still scrub it, but it's pretty clean. So I'm here putting the the rope. Just push it in there. I use one of my tools to push it in there slowly. You don't want to push it in too much, but just enough where when you put the film in, when you put the tent, it's not in your way. Sometimes some of these ones can be a little tight on the corner, but if you play around with it, you can push the film in there. And here I'm just placing the dash dial, scrubbing as much as possible. And then next thing is I'm taking the rearview mirror off. I do a lot of the GMCs, the same thing with the Chevys. They're pretty easy to come off. Just they snap off. You do want to watch out with the older vehicles because they get, the sun will make them brittle. So you have to be careful and you don't snap them
So I'm
or
grabbing
break
the
them.
film here. This person wants to do 30%, obviously. This is
And
an
I think my
off-road
audio will
vehicle
come back up after this.
because it's kind of too dark, but this is like the show car that they use on the dealer, so it's not going on the road. All right. You just want to make sure you covering all the glass. That's what you gotta do when you're a one-man show. So. All right. Just kind of smooth it out a little bit. Do the H pattern. Window tinting, big windows, you do H pattern. So basically down the middle, and then up and down on the sides. Normally use my hands to smooth it out. You don't want to use you can use a tool, but you gotta be careful. You can end up crimping the film. And then just kind of break up the film here into like fingers. That's why we call it fingers, because they look like fingers just coming up. And that's what we are going to heat up and shrink them. Same thing on this side. Okay. Now I'm just gonna cut this excess off right here and leave the excess on the top and the bottom there. And then when I'm done shrinking it, I'll trace the rest of it Make sure you get you always get a new blade tip, so it cuts smoothly and you don't scratch the window. Normally I break the tip of the blade every so often, but you can hear when the blade is cutting if it's cutting good or not, because I'm barely applying any pressure. So the heat gun, once again, guys, this is metal ceramic. XPEL has two types. You got the middle and the middle, which is XR black, and then the XR Plus, the highest, which is a 96% heat rejection one. Gotta take a call here. Now we're gonna shrink away. I use a heat gun. I have used a torch before. It's like a torch. But that one you kind of have to watch it because you can burn the film real easy. So any beginners, I recommend you use a heat gun. This one's kind of a little bigger. I had another one which was smaller, same brand, Wagner. But they both work fine. This one's just a little tiny bit heavier, but they do the job. Quick tip, you always want to shrink inside from the outside in. Okay? So you want to put the tension to the middle. That's why you see me start from the side all the way in, slowly. And you see me moving quickly, but when you first start off, you want to do it slowly. I'm just watching what the film is doing. You go too fast and you can end up burning the film or crimping it with this tool. And then you basically got to start over. You don't want that to happen to you. So always watching what the film is doing. Okay? Basically, the extra film up here helps with the tension. So when I'm pushing it up, I have more room for that. There's more room for the film, for the tension of the film to spread. So like that, it doesn't give you a hard time. All right. So now we're gonna finish tracing the glass. You gotta use the light. If it's hard to see, the flashlight helps, or you can get a light from the inside, and that will help you. So you can see, new blade. Same deal on this side. Try to do this with both hands. So don't get used, I'm a righty, but don't get used to it. If you can do it with both hands, it's better. This is my cutting board right here. As you can see, it's a, you know, what do you call it? Homemade. I have this for since I first started, 2017. It's basically a glass door. So you guys can see right here is a handle. And I went to Home Depot and got a couple of this aluminum frame and put some wheels on it. It's the cheapest route you can go. All right, you probably spend like a couple hundred, maybe even less. Because one of these boards, if you're trying to buy like a professional made one, it's like $700-800. So a little home tip there. Probably have to make a new one soon. So now that I cut it. We're gonna lay it on the cutting board. And by the sounds of it, it may sound like the film is like crimping or it's gonna, you know, something like that. It's not. This film is not that fragile. You just gotta be careful not to, you know, go too rough on it. All right. So now I'm gonna clean the glass. I always clean the glass before I install it. The outside, so I can see any dirt or anything like that from the inside. I think this is like, besides the shrinking part, this process right here, it might not look much, but it's important, at least for me, because when you go inside and you clean the glass and you're ready to install, you want to make sure there's no dirt or any glue or whatnot that can potentially mess up the whole work, and then you got to start over again. That's one thing with windshields. You want to do it right one time, because it's time consuming and you don't want to do it again, especially because once you see now that I installed it, you have to throw some water back there, you know, inside the car, and the less water you can put down there, the better. That's why I try to do it once and that's it. That's one thing I didn't show you guys. I'm gonna take out the rearview mirror.
Real simple. Put that here.
Oh, and a little tape. I'm gonna put some tape over here just to cover this. Sometimes when you're spraying water, that can put down dirt in there. Doesn't have to be the whole thing, just like over here. That's mostly where you're spraying water. Obviously you want to spray water in there, but just a little bit when you're coming pretty close there. All right. So now you see, that's why I like to clean the outside, because I can see if there's any like major dirt or glue inside where you're applying the film. And then on this these cars that have the heads-up display, I like to put a little towel inside here as well. Get comfortable, you know, because this is already uncomfortable to do. So put your seat up and stuff like that. Just get comfortable. If you're a one-man show like me. So this is what you call it. People call it reverse roll, dirt roll, whatever. Call it what you like. I just call it a reverse roll. The less of the liner you touch, the better. So I only grab it at the edges. Spray water in there. Lay it back down. Some people use this method for the back windshields as well. I don't. I do the Frankenstein method where you basically take it off and you walk with the film. That's why you call it Frankenstein method. See how I'm grabbing it just with the tip of my palm right there? That's it. That's all you need. Just get a good grip, don't let it fall because you don't want the liner to touch anything else but the film. And now the reverse roll. Basically gonna roll it up. Roll it up like a taco. I was gonna say something else, but you know, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. There you go. This is the roll. So it's ready. So lightly spray, nothing crazy. This is just cleaning. You don't need to throw so much water. On another vehicle, I will use like a blade and just go through it. But this is brand new vehicle, straight from the dealer. So they're pretty clean. So we cleaned that, now we're gonna squeegee.
Squeegee the water up.
This is they call it the reach. I love this tool because it helps you reach at, you know, right down here.
It's a really good tool to have.
All right, so we just cleaned the glass. Now we're gonna throw some water again and put the film on. Just be careful with the edges there. You don't want to get too close, especially if you have like a pressure hose like I do or like a keg. It can take out there, even from a new car. So you gotta be careful. Call it the reverse roll because now we're gonna take out the liner right here. And now the film is exposed. So now you can unroll it like this and lay it on. Don't rush it. Take your time. Obviously, it'll take too much time because it can end up drying on you. Water is your friend, but not too much. This is a windshield, so like I say, you don't want to throw too much water. There you go. Double check you got no light gaps before you attempt to squeegee. And also sometimes I run my finger like this and make sure it's not like drying up. So it's pretty good. A little more water and squeegee away.
Reach.
Then I always squeegee a second time just to make sure there's no water left in there. Especially in these little black dots on the windshield, you gotta make sure you get all the water out of there. Then we're gonna take out the rope. Always be careful with this because sometimes you can end up lifting the fan. So you gotta be careful when pulling it out. Okay. Clean everything. Then if you want to show them, so this right here is little fingers right here. Sometimes they can come up. I don't know if you can see it. It can come up. This you can basically get the heat gun or the torch and heat up the glass from the outside and just push them back in there. Eventually they'll settle, but sometimes they're stubborn, so you just gotta play with them. Right now, they're not gonna go back in there that easy because I haven't heat up the glass, but that's my next step. Heat up the glass and touch it up. Double check your work, obviously, but you wanna take all those fingers out. But we're basically done here. And then basically we just clean the glass and we're done. It's just kind of like a quick throughout, a quick guide on how to do windshields. When I have more time, I'll kind of show you the rest of the truck or another car when I do it. But today I'm kind of like jammed, so I have to get going. I have my beautiful girlfriend here who's pregnant, helping me, so she's getting a little tired. All right, guys, MJ Tint. Thank you, and got any questions, just write me in the comments, all right? See ya.